Hey everyone, in this video we are talking about subtracting fractions. And I have a video on adding fractions, so if you want to check that out, it's a really similar method with subtracting fractions. So the first thing we're going to look at is a question where the two numbers have a common denominator. That's what subtracting fractions is all about, is numbers with common denominators. So let's do 5 over 8 minus 1 over 8. They both have 8 in the denominator, so that's the same denominator we'll use for our answer. For the top, all you have to do is what the question says. 5 minus 1 is 4. And then we just look at our answer. Can we reduce it? Yep, we can divide 4 by 4, and we can divide 8 by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1, 8 divided by 4 is 2. So we get 5/8 minus an 8 is 1/2. Let's do one where they don't have common denominators. Let's do 3/5 minus a quarter. Well, to do a common denominator, you need to think, what's a number that I can divide by 5, and I can also divide the same number by 4. If you're ever not sure, just multiply them by each other. Multiply this one, top and bottom, by 4, because that's the denominator over here. Multiply top and bottom of this fraction by 5, because that's the denominator over here. 4 times 3 will be 12, over 4 times 5 is 20, minus 1 times 5 is 5, over 4 times 5 is also 20. So we have the same common denominator, it's 20. That's the denominator that'll be in our answer too. And the top, just do what it says. 12 minus 5 is 7. Can we reduce 7 over 20? Nope. So we just leave our answer just the way it is. Let's do one where you have 3 numbers that are being subtracted. I had 9/10 minus a fifth minus a quarter. We need a number that is divisible by 10, divisible by 5, and divisible by 4. Well, off the top of my head, I would say 20 is probably a number that would work for a common denominator. 20 divided by 10 is 2, 20 divided by 5 is 4, 20 divided by 4 is 5. But sometimes it's hard to find a common denominator, so we need a method that'll work every time. So what I would suggest is, if you have a hard time finding a common denominator, just look at the numbers on the bottom. It doesn't matter if there's 2 numbers, 3 numbers, 6 numbers. Multiply them by each other. 10 times 5 times 4. 10 times 5 times, what did I write down 2? I have no idea. 5 times 4 will be 20. 10 times 20 will be 200. So I'm going to use 200 as my common denominator. So, how do I turn 10 into 200? Well, I'll multiply that by 20. And I will get 20 times 9 would be 180 over 20 times 10 would be 200. Minus, how do I turn 5? That should have been, oh yeah, no, I knew what I was talking about the first time. Okay, how do I turn 5 into 200? Well, if you're not sure, just take your calculator and go 200 divided by 5. 40. So I'll go 5 times 40. 1 times 40. 5 times 40 is 200 over 40 times 1 is 40 minus, well, what do I multiply 4 by to get 200? If you're not sure, just take your calculator, go 200 divided by 4, it's 50. So I'll multiply top and bottom by 50. And I'll get 200 on the bottom, and 1 times 50 is 50 on the top. So, in my answer, my denominator will be 200, and then all I'll do to figure out the top is I'll go 180 minus 40 minus 50. 180 minus 40 minus 50 equals 90. So, 90 over 200, I bet I can simplify that. Well, they both end in a 0, which means we can divide them by 10. 90 divided by 10 would just be 9. 200 divided by 10 would be 20. So I'm just going to cheat a little bit and change that to 9 over 20 right here. Okay. And then I would look at those numbers and I'd say, can I reduce those? No, I don't think so. So that's the way you would leave your answer. So I hope this helped. If you're really struggling with fractions, I also have a video on multiplying fractions and dividing by fractions, so you might want to check those out as well. So if not, I will see you in the next video. Bye.